What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts as we jump into the Monday morning rush. Loads of stuff to get into today. We are going to be jumping into this brand new one from Kwesi Arthur alongside Adekunle Gold. It's an animation video for Toxic. Their new release together. It's off Kwesi's brand new project, which I'm very excited to jump into. You guys have been on to me to check out this project, so I'm very excited to do it this morning for you. As always, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page. Turn the notifications on, leave a like, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. Without further ado, we're going to jump right into this one this morning. Let's see how it sounds. These strings are awesome.
Don't get too excited, girl, tonight I'll be honest. My heart is too divided.
Right from the jump, you know, there's a lot of really nice things about this. Like, it's so smooth in its overall kind of arrangement. The fact you've got those vocals just kind of sweeping on top of what's going on. You've got these really kind of emotional, very kind of lively, very sharp sounding string sounds as well, which are really taking kind of lead role, giving it a very kind of regal feel more than anything else. Really, really loving the overall texture of this one. I'm liking the kind of concept behind the animated video as well. Very simple, but still very much on point. I love the kind of art style that's working with this. There's a lot to like about this. Let's see what we go.
No lies, loving you is not a motive. I don't got no emotion. If you look inside, you know I'm toxic, poison. You don't need my loving, darling.
Vocals,
you don't need me, I'm toxic, poison. You don't need my loving.
There's something about the way that Adekunle is able to kind of enunciate, the way that he's able to kind of push certain vocals out there. He has this very kind of original R&B style to the way that he's able to perform. And this is a great example of him at his best, in my honest opinion. Able to just kind of find these melodies and these kind of intricacies. We heard it on the collaboration with Platinums. We heard it on his project earlier this year. We've heard it on the Tay-C collaboration as well. Like, there's such a unique way that he's able to project, and it just kind of fills the room with emotion. He's able to kind of hold these notes so cleanly, but still hear those kind of quivers and those delicacies in the way that he enunciates. It's such a cool way of being able to kind of express emotion. Adekunle is a master at that.
Darling, baby, now you know. You don't know them, baby, now you know. Baby, now you know.
The overdub's cold.
Baby, now you know. You don't know them, baby, now you know. Baby, now you know. Baby, now you know. I don't tire, I can do this, me I retire.
It's a nice transition as well. It's really, really cool. Oh, that's a cool little thing on there as well. I didn't even clock that. But yeah, there's a really kind of cool transition between the two vocals. Obviously, Kwesi coming in now, delivering a much more kind of, I suppose, rap-centric vocal again. We know that he can sing. We know that he's got the ability to kind of use those melodies. But again, I would say Kwesi is a bit more sort of rap-ish focused. Again, vocals are there, but there's a little bit more kind of focus on kind of rhythm and intricacies and pockets and things like that. But again, the actual sound of the hook, so catchy, man. Again, that's exactly what you need on a tune like this. You need a big catchy hook. You need some nice overdubs as well, and the overdubs on this just have this really nice kind of natural chorusing sort of sound, which works really, really cleanly. The pair of them sound great on this instrumental as well. There's so much kind of space. It's a really sparsely arranged instrumental style. You've got that kind of lead guitar line running throughout the middle, but apart from that, there isn't really much going on that isn't like a synth pad or like a high-ended string. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of kind of warmth in the way the tune comes together, but there's still a lot of space running throughout the middle, and that's where the vocals can really come into their own.
I can't take it, fucking liar, and my sacrifice you require. It's so basic, you know higher. You know be type with me, I desire. Me, I want Jesse, I admire. Cannot believe I fell for you. She said just the day when you and I. One day you came my way, me, I loved you truly until you play.
Let's go,
me, I never go forgive you, baby. I tell her,
I love that kind of the kind of waviness to the flow on this as well. That kind of Again, rotating around 2 or 3 separate notes. So much of this is focusing on rhythm rather than kind of intense melody. The actual chorusing we're hearing on the vocal is what gives it that kind of sense of grandeur. It gives it that kind of almost regal feel in the way that he's enunciating, the way that he's actually pushing the verses out there. This is such a kind of clean approach. Again, I'm a big fan of what Kwesi does, man. I like his the uniqueness of his vocal tone as well. Always kind of carries tunes, and again, the back and forth between them is sounding so cool. They almost sound like they've both kind of gone off and told their own stories within the tune, but they're part of a wider kind of story that both of them tie into. It's a really cool sounding storyline for the tune.
You know I'm crazy. I thought I told you me I'm done dating. I don't know if it's me or Satan. Me, I know I'm toxic, poison. You don't need my love.
This is a proper like summer tune as well.
You don't need me, I'm toxic, poison. You don't need my love.
A little note on the drums as well. Nothing about the drums has been kind of overproduced. They're very natural, almost live-sounding drums. You've got a couple of very kind of thin-sounding percussive layers, and then you've literally got the kind of claps and snares which are rolling out on top, just giving it this almost kind of tap-dancey kind of feel, the way they're maneuvering around the low end of the rhythm. There isn't like a super intense, syncopated feel. Everything's just kind of shuffling along, and again, that works really nicely when you've got the vocals of both Kwesi and Adekunle doing so much in the higher end. You don't want the tune to almost be lost in rhythm. You want there to still be a kind of central, very kind of clear line to follow, and the vocals are what are doing that. If you notice about the vocals, they're primarily holding one note for a long period of time. That it's all falling back to those two kind of root notes of that's what everything kind of rotates around, and it works, man. It's a really cool arrangement.
Baby, now you know. Baby, now you know.
Baby, now you know.
Baby, now you know. Baby, now you know.
Baby,
So
now you
catchy.
know.
Baby, now you know.
Those strings just working like something out of I don't know, like something out of a Disney film. The way they just kind of just rising up, really, really nice, man. Again, I'm finding this more and more. The kind of I suppose the inputting of strings onto tunes like this are always going to kind of add an extra layer of emotion. A great example of this is on Sinner by Adekunle and Lucky Day. You have this really kind of emotional kind of feel, and so much of it is held by that singular string line. There's something about strings being played with a kind of quiver that gives them that kind of emotional feel. It's such a similar sounding instrument when you actually slide up and down the scales to a vocal. It has a kind of human element to it, and that's why it kind of pulls you in, as well as both of the vocal lines on this, which both have a very emotional feel to them. This whole tune's great, man. I'm loving this. What?
Baby, now you know. Baby, now you know.
Again, like, the tune didn't necessarily need this hook at the end, but I like the fact it's there. I like the fact they're putting in the extra sense of care to get something through to the end. We're not just listening to kind of white noise for 30 seconds across the outro. We've got another edition of the hook, which is a more stripped back, more sort of dance floor orientated version. And I reckon this bit at the end here is going to be the bit that people actually do the kind of TikTok dances to. It's the bit that people are going to actually do their kind of their sort of takes on it are going to come from this final section. This is where the content's going to come from. Again, it'd be really cool if they actually released this as a drink, like a one-off drink. I'd order some in all the way over here in the UK.
Baby, now you know. Baby, now you know.
Those high-pitched vocals as well.
Baby, now you know.
There we go there. Nice floaty outro on this one. Kwesi Arthur and Adekunle Gold with Toxic. This one is the animated video. Really cool to see Kwesi linking up with Adekunle Gold, two of the most recognisable voices in the game. And they both do a wicked job. I love the transitions between the two. I love the fact the instrumental itself is actually very stripped back and it's kind of focused on simple drums, and their vocals are actually the things that play the lead line, both using a really good sense of chorusing. And overall, the track has a very emotional, very warm feel. And of course, those string lines really do ram that home. But yeah, very very exciting stuff, man. Big tune. Good to see a link up between these two as well. It's off Kwesi's brand new project. Do go and check it out if you haven't already. I always leave a link to the original video in the description down below, so do feel free to go and check that out there. And as always, if you did enjoy, let me know your thoughts on the tune in the comments down below. And also, if you enjoyed the video, let me know what you enjoyed about the video as well. So there we go. As always, if you haven't already, please make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good one, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. Man, they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.